Good morning, you guys. Today we are going to start division. So what you're going to need is your multiplication chart and your math notebook. How to divide. Okay, so the first method I'm going to teach you is the base 10 method. Now, a lot of my students love the base 10 method, but when you get large numbers, it is very easy to make a mistake. So I'm going to star this and say best with small numbers. And we know that little hashtag looking sign stands for numbers. Okay, so say I was doing the number 78 divided by 3. The way this looks is this: 3. These mean the same exact thing. 78 is my total amount. 3 is my number of groups or group size. And that will make more sense as we get into more division. Okay, so the way this looks here, once again, 3 represents the number of groups or the group size. 78 represents the total amount. Now, I like to think that 78 is in a little house. And what we're trying to say, you can see there's like half of the house here. What we're trying to say is 3 is trying to go into the house, okay? So, how I would do this is I would first draw my total amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 tens. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have drawn out 78 in base tens. Now it says number of groups or group size, so I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I need to say, do I have enough tens to pass out 1 to each? I do. Oops, sorry for the cord. I do. Oops, wrong way. 1, 2, 3. What I'm doing is I'm passing them out. I have 4 tens left. Is that enough to pass out to each one? Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So far, each group has 2 tens. Now I have 1 10, and it is not fair to give 1 10 to here. So, what I would need to do is break up my 10 and make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have a total of 18 ones. So I know I can pass out 1, 2, 3. I'm going to mark them out. I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep going until I have no ones left. So I have enough to pass out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have enough to pass out. I have 3 left, so that's enough to pass out. And I have none left. So that means my answer would be, let's see, 78 divided by 3 equals 26. The 2 is from here, and the 6 is from there, okay? So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the old-fashioned way. Well, we'll call it the standard way. This is my favorite way. So, when we do this way, we need to say a silly saying. It is, does McDonald's serve burgers? Now we know McDonald's definitely serves burgers. This is our silly saying we are going to use for every single division problem we have. So this stands for divide, multiply, subtract, and then bring down. Okay? Every single time. The other thing you need to remember is, I'll do this. 3 into 78. I need to write my 3 facts down because I want to see how many times 3 can go into 78. So, oh my goodness, the bell made me jump doing this before class, okay? So I'm going to write 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. Now, I copied that straight off of here. If you're trying to sit there and count on your hand, that's fine, but just copy it straight from here. The more you copy it, the more you'll learn it. Just like learning your name when you were spelling it as a kid, okay? So no one took the alphabet away from you and said you need to do this alone. You had the alphabet in front of you and got to practice. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to need a sticky note. If you don't have a sticky note, you can use a sheet of paper or something like that. I am focusing solely on my 7. My first step says divide. I'm going to say, where would 7 go on my number line, my 3 number line? 7 would go right here. So I'm going to say, how many times does 3 go into 7 without going over? And I see that 3 could go into 7 2 times without going over. How did I get the 2? Well, 7 would be here, and I counted 2 multiplication facts. So that's why I said 3 times 2. Now that I've divided 7 divided by 3, and I said 2. Now I'm going to multiply. I'm going to say 2 times 3. So I'm multiplying my 2 to 3, and I know right here 3 times 2 is 6. Do you see how I'm lining my 6 up under my 7? Okay, that's very important. So I've multiplied 3 times 2, and I get 6. My next step says to subtract. So I'm going to put a little subtraction sign here, and I get 1. Now, if we look up here, I had 2 10s. And if we look, the 7 is actually in the 10s as well. And then here I have 1 left over. Well, if I remove that sticky note, because I have subtracted, then my next step is to bring down. I'm going to bring down just my next number. Now I have 18. And if I look up here, I had a 110. I had to break it up into 10 ones, and I had 18 ones. And here I have the same exact thing. This is showing it mathematically. This is showing it visually. Okay? So now that I have brought it down, I am going to start back over. And I'm going to say, how many times does 3 go into 18? How many times is 3 go into 18? Well, 3 and 18 is right here. It goes exactly into it. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put a 6 over my 8. Once again, I just said 18 divided by 3 equals 6. And that's why my 6 is there. Now, I'm going to multiply 6 times 3. Okay, 6 times 3, and I get 18. I'm going to put it right there. After I multiply, I subtract, and I get 0. When I remove my sticky note, I have nothing to bring down. So I believe that I am done. A way to check my answer is by using the opposite operation. So I would then do 26 times 3. Because we know the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to set up my box. I know it's small, and I do tell you all the time, do not do it small, but for the purpose of notes, so you can see 20 and 6 and 3. Okay, so now here, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to do 20 times 3, and then here I'm going to do 6 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18, and then I'm going to say 3 times 2 is 6. How many zeros did I multiply with? And that's 1. Oh, well, didn't I pass out 6 tens? And didn't I pass out 18 ones? I did. So I know that, let's see, I'm going to put it up here. I know that 78 divided by 3 equals 26 times 3 equals, those equal the, well, yeah, those equal, well, in a way. So these are opposite. Well, okay, forget this part. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Hopefully that part did not confuse you. And I'm sure a lot of you guys did not even watch this far. And if you did, I'm going to give you a special little thing at the end of your math video notes or your Google form so I can tell who watched this and see if that confused you. So we know that 26 times 3 is 78. And we checked with the opposite operation because 60 plus 18 equals 78. Now, I know, some of you might be slightly confused. That's perfectly fine. Please, 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 please come to class with questions. Come to my office hours. I do not know how to help you at home if you do not tell me what is confusing to you. So please, please, please let me know what I can do, whether it's in class, in a private note, or in my office hours. Please let me know what I can do to help make this less confusing. And right now we're only doing 2 digit by 1. We are going to get into larger digits. So please ask me.